What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching The Game Bros, and you join us here on Let's Talk. This is a video series with myself and Reese. We talk about relevant gaming topics throughout the gaming atmosphere and what's going on in the world. So we simply sit back, have a chat, make sure you've got a drink, and we just discuss, don't we, mate?
That's it. That's literally as simple and as sound as it is. Yeah.
So I think I took it away last time. So I think we both typically do a bit of digging before we make these episodes, and I think it's only fair if you take this one away, dude.
Yeah, of course. So the first thing I found was to do with the new Call of Duty coming out. Call of Duty Vanguard. So I've seen on here that the Vanguard is going to have its first alpha test that is going to start this weekend. Commencing, it says August 27th. It says 10 a.m. Pacific time, which for us would be 5 p.m. I think.
Ish, yeah.
So the interesting thing about this is that not only is the alpha going to be running, but there's going to be a new feature of a game mode called Champion Hill. I actually don't know specifically anything about Champion Hill, but I think it's just been released that there's going to be a new game mode. The only problem with that is there's no intel to say whether there's going to be the traditional game modes with it as well, like your search and destroy, your team deathmatch. But the big bonus for people on PlayStation is whether you have PS Plus or not, you can have access to this alpha test straight away without having to pay anything.
Oh, so that's cool.
That's a pretty big bonus for people on PlayStation, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a lot of added content, isn't it? For
100%.
What it is, yeah.
But
and when's that coming? Sorry.
August 27th until the 29th, so just over the weekend. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I've seen on it at the moment. There's not really any sort of introduction onto how the game mode's going to be played, but yeah, like we said, huge bonus for people on PlayStation, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting the sort of exclusives that I think get released to different platforms, and do you know what? It's a long-standing joke with the Call of Duty franchise, dude. Because I'm honestly shocked, not hating, but I'm honestly shocked that the Call of Duty franchise hasn't died off like at this point. Because like, what are we on now? Like COD 34 or something ridiculous like that.
That's the thing is, like, at what point do they just start struggling for sales that much? They just have to remaster MW2 or something. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, like the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, I will never forget. Do you know what? Like Modern Warfare 1, right, and Modern Warfare 2 was in a moment in my life where everything just seemed to click into place. It's like, you've been struggling with this puzzle for years, and you've just got all the pieces, and you just sat there, Monster Energy in one hand, Akon on loop on your Bluetooth phone, probably a Nokia 3310 at this point, but still. And it's just good. Get your noob tubing kids across the map. Oh, chaos.
Mate,
and it will never be like that ever again.
Amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, Call of Duty is one that's for me, and I know certainly for you, it dropped off quite a while ago. I don't know, ever since was it Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare first? I think it was Advanced.
Advanced was first, yeah.
And then like the jetpacks and things, for me that was just a bit too much.
Yeah, I think Infinite went the whole way, didn't it? Infinite went like literally like chaos,
flying around everywhere.
Yeah. It wasn't boots on ground after a while, was it? It was kind of all over the place. But no, that's interesting, man. Yeah, so switching over to my end, Destiny fans, prepare to be very happy in the realms of Destiny 2. It's no stranger that a certain weapon known as the Gjallarhorn was a really, really popular rocket launcher in Destiny 1, and it's since been missing in Destiny 2. Well, fear no more, because officially on a recent post on Twitter, a prominent Destiny 2 leaker suggests that a fan favourite exotic rocket launcher is set to return.
Ooh.
Yes, correct. So
that's pretty cool.
To give you some context, Destiny 2 Season 15 is only a couple of days away, and obviously the fans are excited to see the latest content being added into the update, as well as scrambling around for any information regarding potential changes to the game. Now, Bungie have already confirmed that various changes to weapons and armor balance, as well as new abilities and new exotics for Season of the Lost, which is the season title. On top of this, new leaks are also suggesting that some extra content could be coming later in the year, with a prominent Destiny 2 leaker, as we said, predicting the return of the exotic weapon Galahorn. What do we think to that one?
Dude, honestly, that's pretty crazy, to be fair, with how much I know that was sort of used in Destiny 1 for it to come back into Destiny 2.
It's like a staple, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But for me, I don't know, I tried Destiny 2 not too long ago. I think it was maybe a couple of days ago. But it's definitely a game that I played a hell of a lot when it first came out. 2017 it was, yeah. Dipped off very, very quickly for me, but then after that, I've never really found an interest in playing it again. What do you think?
I think it's one of those games that you've got to be in the mood to grind, you know, because that's ultimately what it is. You know, it's a looter shooter. It's, if you're not in the mood for it, it's never going to tick your box. But I think the Galahorn for a lot of people was the go-to launcher, because if I remember rightly, and I've had limited time with Destiny, I think this was one of the only rocket launchers that used to use like a spread round, and they used to like the tracking missiles used to literally home in on the enemies, and like wolf rounds or wolf pack rounds or something like that. And dude, I remember people just farming constantly, and there used to be the exotic merchant that would pop up, and people would just be like saving to get stuff from him. And you know, a lot of people, because I read when Destiny 2 first came out in the first few months, people were saying, you know, like, where is it? Where's the weapon? So, yeah, Destiny 2 fans. Okay,
so switching back over to me, for my final topic, it's in relation to people with Rainbow Six Siege. So it's to do with Rainbow Six and their Resident Evil crossovers. So you can see that Leon Kennedy is now going to be a skin that's added into the game that you can play on the Operator Lion. So this is following on from the previous Resident Evil crossover with Jill Valentine being able to be played on Sophia. So not too much more information on that, just a nice little cosmetic thing being added to the game. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, I to be fair, man, I've recently been playing a few games of Siege, and I've seen it advertised, and I think actually it's either in game or either in the beta or something, because they've got the community test server as well. But I've seen that advertised quite a lot, and it looks sick. The one thing I would say, like with Siege, is there's skin development. Whoever at Ubisoft works on their skins, or you know, even the marketing side of it, they really know like what to tackle, if that makes sense. Like, not on the scale of like Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite, I've never seen anything like it. I don't know who creates the skins there, but we'll get onto that in a different video. But honestly, I'm a huge Siege fan and a massive Resident Evil fan, so that's really, really sick to look out for.
So what do you think they're just gonna like, because what was it Siege that they promised 100 operators, and this was
it wasn't ago? Yeah, it wasn't a promise, it was like a roadmap. So they kind of sort of said, this is where we would like to get to should the game see itself out like that. But you've got to remember, the last couple of seasons and the last year or two, they've really clawed back the content a lot. You used to get, if I'm right, you used to get a new map every season. You used to get 2 new operators every season as well. And they've clawed that back to sometimes you're not even getting a new map. Sometimes you get reworks. I think they've kind of hit the cusp of like running out of content a little bit. But you know, I still think that the crossover world is really, it's good for, you know, both games really, because you think about it, there's going to be Resident Evil fans out there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think even Resident Evil, as of late, they've done quite a few remasters, haven't they? So I wonder if that's, you know, people over on Ubisoft have noticed the remaster and the increase of sales and things on Resident Evil, so maybe that's why they've pumped up and gone for a character skin. I don't know.
Yeah, I can imagine so. I mean, Fortnite is, I keep going back to Fortnite, but that's just the clearest comparison. You know, they've been the ones that have been doing all the crossovers, and you know, pretty much any other game you can think of, Fortnite's into it. So I think you'll see a lot of games follow suit as well. There's going to be a lot of people that are obviously on the fence. You know, Rainbow Six Siege started off as a tactical, realistic shooter, and I don't really think you can call it that anymore. You know, like, not only some of the mechanics in it, but some of the skins. Like, a lot of the time, there was a recent event as well that allowed you to have like almost like a stitched kind of teddy head.
I remember that.
Yeah, different skins.
I remember that.
It just, like, I get the fun of it, but when you've got people running around dressed as teddy bears or animated zombies in your game that's supposed to be a tactical shooter. It really does sort of take the edge away from it a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, I love the game nonetheless, and I think it's a sick crossover personally. So flicking back over to my end, now this is a little bit more personal for me because I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 recently.
Ooh.
A lot. A Realm Reborn came out a good few years ago, and Final Fantasy 14 didn't have the best response to it really when it came out, but they've sort of stripped it back, worked a lot of new content, and introduced a lot more players. Now, when I say a lot more players, they've introduced quite a lot of the World of Warcraft fan base to the game. So whilst Final Fantasy 14 is actually breaking player records, reaching a peak player target of all time 47,542 people logged in at once, and that's just registered on Steam. World of Warcraft, however, as of Q1 in 2021, is down 2 million active users from the previous quarter. That's in the space of 4 months, which is absolutely mental.
So the switch over from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy is huge.
Yeah, people are just having enough of Blizzard. I think people have had enough of their shit. People are buying the game, they're then buying a sub, they're buying an expansion, and then if you look at the cash shop is just literally a license to print money for bullshit products. And you think there's not been an awful lot of content out for these people, and arguably it's been on a decline for some while. And unfortunately with games, you could be as loyal as you want, but at some point people are going to dip off, people are going to have enough.
100%.
And if you've got another game out there that's doing exactly the same thing as you but better, you know, I'm still logged into Final Fantasy 14 on my 30-day free trial, which for the most part, from what I can see, is completely unrestricted. Yeah, there's probably going to be some higher content restrictions, but we played World of Warcraft recently on a free trial. We couldn't even invite each other after the trial.
Yeah,
you know, after the what's it called? The training missions.
Island. Yeah, it's so stupid, dude. It's basically the free trial, but you have to pay for the game to actually play it properly.
Yeah.
It seems a bit bizarre to me.
Yeah, and it's just, I think at the moment you've got Final Fantasy 14 that's just offering a lot of content for these people. It's all brand new to them. They've got a new Endwalker content coming out, which gives a whole host of features, increases level caps from 80 to 90, new expansive areas, new dungeons, new scale PvP. So there's a lot going for it. Whereas, you know, if you look at, I actually saw a post the other day about games in motion with Blizzard, right? And out of majority of their titles, they're either in maintenance, delayed, due an update, or just going nowhere. And there's no real innovation going on there for a lot of people. So I can understand why a lot of people are switching over. So it does make
100%.
sense.
100%. Well, I don't really see why you would stick to a game, you know, that's sort of just going to stay and do the exact same and just leech money from, you know, their users.
Yeah.
When things aren't really going to be changing that much. Or you could hop over to a new game that's offering new opportunities and an entirely new play style that's, you know, pretty much like the old game that you really enjoyed, just to give you that new experience again.
Yeah, and I think one of the most prominent examples of this is happening in the YouTube creator / Twitch sphere right now. If you're familiar with Asmongold and his streams and his content, he's taken a massive dive from World of Warcraft, which is what pretty much his channel and he was sort of born from, which is, it might sound silly for someone who just jumps from game to game, but when you're someone who's brought their content up, you think he's been streaming that game now for well over, 14 years? Something like that. Really that's a huge jump, because it's like, if I jump, how many people are going to come with me? And he has ranted and raved about Final Fantasy 14 and generally loves every minute. So I think you're going to start to see a lot more people who haven't already moved across. Some people will move permanently, some people will just for a bit. There's a lot of people out there that are cancelling subscriptions and memberships. So yeah, it's a bit of a scary time really, because World of Warcraft, to me, is the game that never dies. You know, it's something that...
Just as a quick little additional hint for people to see here, what I've just quickly Googled and found for the amount of hours that this man has put into World of Warcraft for him to go away from the game. Asmongold has played more than 1,500 days of retail WoW.
Jesus. That's
so
bonkers.
for him to give up and think, you know what, no, I've had enough of this now.
Yeah,
that's just something's
I
clearly
think
gone wrong.
I think with him though, I don't think he'll ditch it completely, and I don't think that was his intention. But until this point, he's only played like odd games here and there at a time, whereas this one he spent a lot of time in Final Fantasy 14. They actually, I don't know, did you see the photo where someone from, I don't know if it's from the community or one of the developers, remodeled his exact stream room into the game? Did you see that? I'll post that. That'll show up on the screen above us both. But I thought that was absolutely crazy. They put in empty pizza boxes, his clothes on the floor. They literally modeled literally everything.
I think that's it from us, guys. So don't forget, if you have enjoyed the video, please drop a like, and consider subscribing, and drop any comments of any recommendations. But that's it from me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, exactly what Reece said. We appreciate the support. Like Reece said, if you've got any suggestions, any comments how we move forward, please put them down below. And we upload videos like this at least once or twice a week and try and keep you up to date. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching and take care.
Thank you. Bye.